Ugh. My people, I hate waiting. So I say we begin. Hello! Welcome back to another Halo 3 video game stream. Put your nostalgia goggles on, because we're doing some Halo 3 mods today, gamers. Welcome. I hope you guys have been having a good day today. I certainly have. It's been a day, to be sure. And I got some fun stuff we're going to be working on. Once again, asking for stream elements. I know. Well, let me cook. I'm a busy guy, unfortunately. I do not have a ton of free time these days. After stream, I should have plenty of free time, though, which is pretty cool. My support, I'm sorry, Shinawa. If you can beg the very rare gifted membership out, it could theoretically happen. Stream elements before GTA 6. Yeah, the stream elements is going to be, like, very soon. I just literally don't have time. I wake up, I run errands, I come home just in time to stream. That's pretty much how it goes most days. Although somewhere in there is like an hour of me just like doom scrolling, admittedly. But that's important to my health, alright? That's very important. That's mental care time, where I'm chilled out. Anyway, today we're working on the Saber. And by Saber, I mean the Lich. Because I said this is a Saber stream, therefore it's going to be a Lich stream. Just like how yesterday's Lich stream turned into a Saber stream. Hyokin! Thank you so much for the gifted membership! Thank you! I appreciate it very much, and congrats to Wolfie! The Wolf. What a name. On getting that membership. Falcata stream. Herb, actually, this is a freaking Saber. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't know why I haven't ported the Saber to Halo 3 already. You guys know me, I love porting stuff into Halo 3. I just do. That's like one of my whole things. I mostly like doing it because it's way easier than making stuff from scratch. But check this out. If you missed the stream yesterday, then you probably missed the fact that we have new animations. We've got fully working landing gear and effects on the Saber, as well as rotating engine animations. And you can see little flaps coming up there. Pretty fancy. I even spent a little bit of time today enhancing the engine animations a little bit. But the engines rotate? Yeah, they do. Apparently they didn't reach, but I just never noticed. But it's pretty cool, right? Like, that's pretty slick. Not bad, eh? Now, this is missing a couple of things to be properly done. One is the side engines. You can see when I boost, they do turn blue, but there's no fire. There's no effects there like the main engines have. We're going to fix that. Then, when we fire our main cannons here, it's pretty good, although we're going to need to up the visuals so they look cooler. But it does work. And then for our missiles, they're boring Halo 3 Hornet missiles. So we need to make the weapons better. We need to do a little bit of boost effects, and we got to do damage states. Those cannons sound a lot heavier than in Reach? Yeah. Right now we're using none of the Reach sounds for this because they're all spacey. They're all space noises. Damn, RIP that guy. Anyway. Modded Gamer! Thank you so much for the tenner. Right into the tip jar. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Said life's greatest mysteries involve a niche game called GTA 6. Now, I know some of you may not have heard of this game, but there's so many, will this or the other thing come out before GTA 6? But I think the most important one is, will it be stream elements? Yes, it will be stream elements. Okay, it will be. Fine. Stream elements will come out for the stream. Hopefully in just a day or two more. I didn't have any time today. I had to go out and do a bunch of really important stuff. But now I'm here. And now we have the Saber. Look at the Saber. Oh, dude. Okay, this one's actually on me. I forgot to change the bet. I'm making a to-do list. Holy hell. There's several stream-related things that I needed to do that I still have yet to do. But whatever. We'll get there.
Hi, Weasel. Weasel pretty.
Look at my cat. Admire her. Thank you. Thank you for your service. I appreciate that. But yeah, we're going to be doing some Saber stuff today because the Saber is very cool. I actually asked like a bunch of different PhD level researchers, and they all told me, yeah, Saber is pretty cool. So I'm pretty convinced that that's science, and using that science, using advanced technology, we will in fact be making this very real and very cool. So first things first, the Saber looks great, and it's got a ton of features that I think you guys would be very happy about. But one thing that it desperately needs that it doesn't have right now is a better cockpit, because as it turns out, no clue why or anything, but there's a couple of missing textures. As you can see, the interior is a bit funny looking. It's also really dark, and the cockpit also has some weird shadows from said darkness. So we're gonna fix that real quick so that we can see it, and then we're gonna put textures on it. Weasel, your nose is so wet and cold. She keeps sniffing my arm, and it just feels like somebody's putting a block of ice on my arm because it's hot as hell in here. So we're going to make that cockpit right there, the ugly one, the bad one, look good. By the way, Modded Gamer, thank you again for the $10 tip. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Wait a minute, guys. I just heard that there's a new legislation coming in the US that tips are not counted under taxes. Does that mean all tips on stream are non-taxed? I'm going to need to read the law on that. Halo. That's actually so true. I love it when you guys make valid points like that. When you said Halo, I felt that. So true. So true. Alright, well, we gotta make this look cool, so let's do it. Stream elements. I know! Stream elements! It's gotta happen. What are you gonna talk about what Stream Elements has done in a couple of days? You'll just go into like a hibernation and be like, you've achieved nirvana. You're like, I've achieved the peak of my existence. I will now ascend. Funny memes. You will return to Broly. Male Preggers Master Chief mod. You know, people like Rose are the people we need in chat, really thinking about the innovation the modding scene can provide. Should we do a custom mission where Master Chief is pregnant? Now, me personally, I'm not going to, but you guys, on the other hand, can take inspiration and ideas from this incredible community like that. You can just work on it. Incredible stuff. I get to make fun of you more with sub alerts. That's true, actually. Very, very outside the box thinking. Unbridled creativity in this community, let me tell you. Okay, it's fantastic. Okay, we are doing the cockpit. We're doing the cockpit, which is, what's glass default? Oops. Yeah, okay, so glass default. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. This object here, anything attached to the canopy right here, is gonna get its own unique region, because right now it gets shadowed because it's an animated piece. Look at the back of that. Look at that dark area. Can't have that. Innovation is key. The Arbiter should be the dad, by the way. Alright, well, that's pretty epic. It's pretty epic. Alright, let's go ahead and default canopy. We're making a canopy region for this thing. Now we have that made. We're gonna do the same thing here. I wish we didn't have to do this because this is just more regions, but it be like that sometimes. In the words of a great and wise man, sometimes it do be like that. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and take the glass here as well. Everything on this is also gonna go I'm not going to put it on the glass region. I'm going to actually assign it to the Canopy region. In fact, we can probably get rid of the glass region altogether. Because we're not going to be using any of the other glasses. Then, we have this, which is on the interior region. Very cool. And what I want to do with it is I want to specially set it up so that when I put this in, this area right here does not get shadowed by any of the regions around it. That's my goal here. Yo, Paul! Thank you for the $5, man! Appreciate it. Thank you so much, dude. Cool bean, Saber. That's... Yup. I say that all the time, and actually, hugely valid point. Agreed. I have no idea what that means, but if you like the Saber and you think it's cool beans, that's awesome. I'm glad. Alright, let's put this updated Saber into the game. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna grab this. We're gonna put it in here. And then in order to import it into the game and get our updates so that we can get all of these improvements, excuse me, we're just gonna import the render model. Before that though, here's what we do. So you guys know I was talking about shadows, and we're trying to fix the fact that this has weird shadows on the back of it and that the entire interior is covered in shadows. We can fix that. Since I just went ahead and gave these all unique regions down here, this one's called interior, and this top part here is under Canopy. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it so shadow receive override. The Canopy is only going to get shadows from itself. So this part of the ship here, which was casting shadows onto this, that's not gonna happen anymore. And then this right here, we're gonna do a shadow cast override. We're gonna make it so the Canopy does not cast shadows onto anything. Basically, this will still get shadowed from this area, but the Canopy won't, which means it should get a lot of direct light. So we're going to see what happens there. I cannot tell you. Oh god, music. Black Mesa soundtrack? That's probably copyright free. But still, we're here for Halo video game. First person space pickle. You know, I hadn't thought about it that way, but you know, no. Actually, that would be pretty cool to just like see it out of the corner of your, just like holding it like it's a, can't see anything in front of you, just completely obscuring your vision. I want to do a mod where it's like all of your guys' ideas that would be horrible for actual gameplay, but really funny for viewing, are just made. Because that is, admittedly, from a gameplay perspective, a horrifying, awful idea. But it would be really funny. Alright, let's get the Saber in. Get that final lighting. Turbo Dutch Van der Linde. Thank you for the 2! Thank you, thank you. Okay, we need to take a look at these errors. This is important. Said, thoughts on mango farming in Tahiti. I didn't know they did mango farming in Tahiti, to be honest with you. But mangoes, one of the fruits of all time. I'm a mango enjoyer. And I hope they ethically farm those mangoes, because I enjoy mangoes from time to time. Where are the short swords? I'm not doing a short sword. I'll tell you why. Oh, you mean short? I thought you meant the Halo 4 broadsword. Yeah, I was pretty confident you were talking about the broadsword there. I'm gonna do a comparison here. Here's a Halo 4 broadsword. Okay. Oh, it is not ethically farmed when I do it, when you do it. I got some questions. So here's the Halo 4 broadsword, okay? Most of you, as Halo fans, should be familiar with this ship. Here is the Halo Reach Saber. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this is a really cool looking ship. Very angular, mean, got that UNSC art style to it, the UNSC kind of vibe going on. Lots of panels, sharp, aggressive, angular. Here's the broadsword. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this thing looks like it has the face of a sad dog, and it's very round and bulbous. And also, I hate it. I think this is a very ugly ship and a massive downgrade from the Halo Reach Saber. This one, it's like when you look at the body of a sports car, this is a beautiful, sexy sports car. This, and I don't know what is that? Why does it look like that? Ew. It's gross. I do not like it. I'm sorry, but their desire to do like weird old World War II text type stuff for Halo vehicles for the UNSC. No. This is clean, it's sleek, it's sexy. This is ew. No bueno. No me gusta. What will you do today? Miss me cursing your streams? What? Yes. We're doing the Saber. Alright, let's see how this looks. Okay, there is damage on the cockpit for some reason. But the lighting on this actually looks good now. That's awesome. It's actually great. But I don't know why that was damaged. I know why it's damaged. My brain activated. I forgot to do... Did I forget to do it? I don't think I forgot to do it. Full front major. Default canopy. Oh, I made this default canopy. It should be major canopy. There we go. Better. Now we export again. But anyway, now it all works. Pretty fancy. However, we do have a bunch of materials for the inside cockpit area that we definitely need to get in. Because, as you can see, it's a little bit Da Vinci coded. Now, before we import it, I'm going to go back and look at all this. So we have a Saber interior chutes, Saber interior fiber, blah, 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 blah. A bunch of Saber interior stuff. We're going to take care of that real quick. And honestly, it shouldn't be very difficult. It's pretty straightforward. Able Oyster, thank you for 5 months. I appreciate it. Covenant tier, no less. Thank you so much for the support. 5 months of support. The Chad Saber. Well, let me do the visuals while you say this. The Chad Saber versus the Virgin Broadsword. It's crazy. So also, what's up, Projected? Good to see you chefing up some grade A Halo mods. I'm trying. I really want to bring the Saber to Halo 3 and actually do it some justice. So far, I feel like we're on the right track. But thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trying to chef up this stuff. This will be on my GitHub as soon as it's done. This one's going to be very easy to pull off, which I'm very excited about. Will I do the bread sword? The Panera bread sword? If it's the Panera bread sword, then absolutely. Nande, thank you for the 2! Thank you, thank you. Well, my cat is trying to escape. You said if, and I mean if someone made a bungefied broadsword, would you consider putting it in? Yes. Yes. Sorry about that. Someone tried to break in and activated my automatic defense system. They evaporated instantaneously, so we're good. It's not a big deal. They died. It was pretty awesome. We're gonna do Canopy. Do we have an interior? We don't even have the interior as a region. Let's do that real quick. Interior, permutation, default. Oh. There we go. Okay, I don't know why it's at the major state here. That shouldn't be... Oh, I didn't know why. I already fixed it. It's just not imported. Canopy should also have a major state. And then once that's imported and fixed up, it'll be good. I think we can also delete the opaque glass. I think the opaque glass is just kind of useless. We do have glass major, which is kind of cool. I don't know what it is for, to be honest, but it sure is there. I'm just gonna call it major canopy for now. This is default canopy. Okay, we're chilling. So when I import this, it'll fix all that. Now, we need to get those materials in ASAP, otherwise we're going to have DaVinci Code interior forever, and that would make me very sad. So let's do that right now. First things first, we do need to go hide all... Oop, not that. Hide all this and take a look at the interior here. A lot of the materials on here we already have, but a lot we also don't have. Anything Saber interior related, we're going to need to snag real quick. So let's take a look at what textures it uses. So this uses Saber interior diffuse high. We already have that texture. Saber interior normal high as well. We should have all these. Let's make sure we do though. So Saber interior high Z-bump interior. Yeah, so it looks like we have pretty much all of these. Not bad, not bad. I'm just gonna copy some of the existing Saber materials that we have and paste them with the same names, then we'll just fill it out really quickly. So we'll do Saber. Let's see what these look like visually. Okay, so these are gonna be... I guess it's kind of cloth, kind of rubbery almost. Oh yeah, these are like, well, they're shoots. Okay, so we're gonna do the rubber as a material, and this will become Saber interior shoots. So now that's good. We have a Saber interior fiber. Again, another one, Saber interior matte. Then we have metal high, so we're gonna grab Saber frame metal. We're gonna do Saber interior metal high. And moving on, we have Saber interior screens. Now, I don't actually have any screens currently on the Saber here, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the Falcon, not the Falcata, soon though. I'm gonna go to the Falcon, and we're gonna grab one of its displays here. Now this should be like a glowing screen type shader. I'll put this in here, and this will become Saber interior screens. Like the Halo Infinite Saber textures more than the textures in Reach. I don't even remember what the ones in Infinite look like. I'd have to take a look at it again. We got another one though, Cockpit screen BG. And then that's background. Now we need one for the foreground. And then Saber Illum screens. Cockpit screen bottom. Cockpit screen pick. Cockpit screen reach. Cockpit screen text. All right, that should be all shaders. Let's go ahead and import this. Let's see, do we have any missing shaders? Did I miss one? Did I misspell one? Cockpit screen graph. Did I miss one called graph? Oh yeah, I did right there. Also, cockpit screen bottom is one I think I missed. I'm gonna go up. Why do we have so many duplicate triangles? There shouldn't be. It's telling me only graph is missing though. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Cockpit screen graph. All right, we got them all. So in order to make sure that we have all the correct textures for this, I'm gonna very quickly go up into Halo Reach. We're gonna open up the Halo Reach editor. We're gonna take a look at all these materials, make sure we get the right textures for all of them. So we're gonna go to the Falcon. Not Falcon, Saber shaders here, and we can see all of the shaders actually from Halo Reach right here, which we can use as perfect references. Will I change the color like you did on the Falcon? I don't really want to change the color of it. I like how it looks already. I think changing the color of it would be kind of pointless because there aren't any space vehicles for us to use as reference in Halo 3, and the colors are pretty outstanding and good as is. So for now, I don't think I will, but if anybody has some good ideas for worthwhile changes, I would consider it. I think it looks good though. Looks pretty good. All right, let's take a look here. So we have our cockpit looking good. We have the interior, which has almost all the textures. Obviously they're incorrect textures, so it looks super messy, but we're gonna fix that right now. Should be pretty straightforward to pull off. Let's go ahead and do that right now. We're gonna go down the list one by one. And I have a pretty good idea of what textures we have and what texture we don't have. So we're gonna go ahead and put that there, foundation here, and we're gonna start with cockpit screen background. I'm gonna refresh my Halo 3, and this should be pretty easy. We'll go ahead and do cockpit screen background. It is a noisy tech texture. Now this all looks kind of complicated, but actually transitioning it over to a Halo 3 material is not particularly challenging. It'll just take a moment. So it is no specular mask, diffuse only. The self-illumination, self-illum times diffuse. Do we have that? Yeah, self-illum times diffuse, additive, parallax is simple. Okay, let's give it a shot. So first things first, we have the Holland background scroll as the base map. But as the so this is going to be under our Saber here. We should have all these Holland. We don't have them. It's over. We're dead. Look at what Joe sent. I sent a thing of the Infinite Saber and DMs. Let me take a look. I'm going to presume the Infinite Saber is going to be like pretty mid. Because it's going to be only like... No, it's actually not bad. Full screen it. 540p, lovely. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, it's the Saber. The colors are a lot more plain. The textures are less interesting. It's the Saber, though. I mean, the engines look more or less the same. Are these fins on ours? On the back? No, those fins are unique. I guess they did do a sort of remodel for Infinite. I prefer the Reach Saber, though, still. We could recolor it. There's nothing stopping us. I just think it already looks good as is. I feel like it would look a little weird for like a space fighter type vehicle to have like Pelican stuff. Oh, this does look pretty clean. It's a good design, no doubt about it. Pretty damn clean. I don't like that it's missing some of the paneling and the grunge and wear. It looks like too clean, like too simple. Which is fine, because obviously in Infinite this just appeared as a forge object. It wasn't like a full detail model that was going to be like ultra detailed, super up close. It's a single forge object. So I think it looks good, but I prefer the Reach one. Also, can somebody explain to me why it's using the old Halo 4 UNSC logo there? I wonder if this was like a Halo 5 asset or something. Because it's got the old Halo 5 UNSC logo, the old like Halo 4 5 UNSC logo there. All the decals are the old ones. Infinite changed them to be more classic. But yeah, let's taking a look at this. We got to fix up the textures real quick. And one of the things that's bugging me is that a lot of the textures, or at least some of them, I suppose, are not correct. So the first one is cockpit screen background. Let's take a look. Let's go to shading here. Where is this? Holland background scroll. Alright, we're gonna have to grab just all of these and put them into our bitmaps folder here. Give me just a, if you give me just a moment. I'm gonna yoink all these textures, put them into our bitmaps folder. I'm going to go through each of these textures and make sure that they are all accounted for. Saber foreground diffuse. Should have that. Saber illum screen. These are Saber interior screens. We should have that. Screen bottom. Do we have this one? Yeah, we have that one. We have that one. Okay, we have everything. We have everything. We're good. There's just a couple of missing textures, but we got them all. It was one extra folder. Want to come to my birthday party? Where's your birthday party? Bitmaps, objects, vehicles, Saber, bitmaps. Alright. Holland background scroll. So that's going to be our base map. Detail map is going to be screen noise, which... Do we have that? Do we have screen noise? I don't think we have screen noise. We're not going to do the detail map then. I wish we had it, but also it's whatever. Then we're just going to try and mimic this color here. So we have a function screen on, so just green, basically. Albedo color is green. But we will do something a little bit creative with it. We'll try to, oh, it's alpha. Try to get a little creative with it. We're going to do a curve. It's going to go just like, and reach is going to go black to green. Going to be a dark kind of sage green like that. And in order to transition, we're just going to do driver seat power as the trigger to turn the screen on. It's in Afghanistan. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, man. I'm sorry. I don't mean to disappoint you, but that's a little bit far away. Alright, self-illume map is done. Self-illume color, though, is going to go from black to white. My god. It's going to be on a curve, driver seat power. Our intensity is going to be bouncing around from 1.2 to 0.8 at any given time. Noise function, time period of 5 seconds. Alright, easy peasy. 1.2, 0.8, time period 5 seconds, periodic, jitter. Looks pretty good to me. Let me make sure. No, it's noise, not jitter. Boom, there we go. Looks good. The fire. My birthday party will be on Reach. I sure hope nothing bad happens. It'll be fine. I'm being scared right now. It's embarrassing. Then we have a height map, laptop illume detail. I don't think we have that texture, to be honest. Because I don't think it got pulled out. But I also don't care. We're going to turn off parallax. It doesn't need to be that detailed. This is not a... We're not doing the actual cutscene stuff. Guys, he didn't upload the tags. I tried, but GitHub was like doing all kinds of things. It was conflicting because of a commit that you made, and I had to pull it. But then I have a bunch of new stuff that I wanted to overwrite because you had the old tags, and it wanted me to overwrite the old tags, but there were like 1,000 old tags, and I had to figure out which ones to keep and which ones to not. To like override with your old tags, and it was a lot, so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna deal with this later. It was too close to stream time. I'm gonna have to spend like an hour or two sorting through all of them because you uploaded the old tags to the repo. All right, so there's that. I assume the foreground is going to be about the same. The foreground's much simpler. Okay. Let's get that. So we're going to do... Everything's plain, basic. Diffuse only. Self-illumination is from diffuse. Blend mode additive. We're going to get Saber... FG, diffuse. Nice, we're good there. The albedo color is just a nice neon green. Kind of a lime green like that. And then the albedo color alpha is 0 to 1 on driver seat power. I'm doing the illume, aren't I? Black to white. Well, let's pick that color. We'll do that. Albedo color alpha. It doesn't need to be this exact. I could make it just on all the time, but I thought it would be cooler if it wasn't, so I'm going to put in the effort. I'm going to make all of these turn on when you get in, because why not? He's editing shaders? Yeah, that's going to be fantastic. The Saber's going to look so good. It'll be great. Self-illume intensity is just sat at 1, and color's gonna be a really basic curve, oh my god, of black to white. I think that curve right there is from when I did the RGB Scarab. Okay, that looks good. So we're chilling there. Those two are set. So now we need cockpit screen bottom. Another pretty basic one. Doing these screens won't be too hard because there's not too many of them, and all of it's literally just like screen that turns on when you get in, and those are pretty easy to make. So if you want to see how you do that, here's how you do it. You have a really basic shader like this. This one is from diffuse. Sorry, the self-illumination is from diffuse, which means the actual texture that right here that it uses is what's going to be glowing, aka illuminated. Blend mode is additive, which means that it's the color adds and it glows. It's just that kind of a blend mode, very common in Photoshop and other things as well. All right, now this texture it uses is called Holland Bottom Scroll, which is a texture that looks like this. It's like a tech wiggly texture. Very cool. This one though, it moves, so we're going to add a base map translation X, so it moves on the X-axis. And the way it does that is on a curve 0 to 1 over a time period of 14 seconds. A period of 14 seconds, 0 to 1 on a slide. Boom. Easy. The color of it is a nice neon green. The illumination color is a curve from black to white so that it actually lights up. And we're going to make that tied to driver's seat power, so when the driver's seat gets powered on, it's going to curve and turn on. And the intensity is just standard 1. There we go. That one's done. Next, we have a graph. My favorite. But it's the image of a graph in a video game, so it's cooler than literally just fucking graphs. Speaking of which, I kind of want to see what these look like. I can't tell which ones are which because there's still a bunch of screwed up ones. Okay, we'll look at that in a second because right now it's all just screwed up. So it's another additive from diffuse, and this one uses Holland Graph Scroll. Which looks like... What does this look like? I don't know, man. It's these dots and stuff. Anyway, base map translation X. We're going to copy that. This is the side-to-side movement is what translating X is here. So we're going to do 0 to 1 over a time period of 20 seconds, and it uses the wander function, which means the actual texture over a span of 20 seconds is going to kind of go like this and kind of wiggle a little bit randomly. One of VC, so I can talk about how I spent 4 hours doing dialogue tags. I'm gonna be honest, there's nothing I want to hear less than how shitty Halo 4 is. I'm sorry, but if you sit here and complain at me, I'm gonna be like, that's a good point. It's true. Because I already hate working on Halo 4 sound and stuff. It makes me want to die, dude. I don't even mean this to be rude. I just like, it sucks so much. Want to hear about my WISE project? Yeah, really badly, super badly. Our self-illum color, black to white. And then driver seat power. And then our intensity. Oh, the intensity is actually modulated on this. No freaking way, dude. It uses the jitter. 1 to 1. Over a 10-second period, it will jitter around from a full glow of 1 to a 0.2 glow. There. Jitter around to be kind of cool, kind of neat. Cockpit screen pick is our next glowy bit. I'm eating Cajun seafood Alfredo with shrimp scallops and crab. As somebody who doesn't love seafood, that sounds pretty alright. My seafood of preference is takoyaki. Octopus balls are so good. Every time I go to a sushi restaurant, I always go to the waiter and I'm like, do you have takoyaki? I noticed on the menu you don't have takoyaki. And most of the time they're like, yeah, we can actually make it for you. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, dude. It's the secret menu. Holland and dot pick diff. Ball consumer? That's crazy. Alright, you guys, you're going to have a cool picture of Holland here on the Saber dashboard. Is he dead? Did he die in Reach? He probably died, huh? Base map frame index. Oh, it's got a frame index. So it like switches between them? I didn't even notice. Oh, this one, when it exported, it didn't export with the frame indexes, huh? Well, in that case, we're not going to scroll through the frame index. We're just going to have not a picture of Woodwell me. I was going to put a picture of me, to be honest. Sorry. I think it'd be better if I put a picture of Weasel or Peppy. Actually, we already have a picture of Weasel in the drop pod. We need a picture of Peppy. A really good picture of Peppy. We don't have the screen noise, sadly, so we're going to ignore that for now. But the albedo color is a nice sage green, which we can grab pretty easily. Kind of a green like that. That's pretty good. It has a height map, but I don't care. Self-illum color is... We'll do a curve. Curve, just like before, black to white when you get in, so that way the screen kind of turns on. Okay, that should be good. We'll have to test and see how all these work, but next we have a picture of Reach. Speaking of which, how are these screens looking? They're slowly dissipating. We're getting there. One of the last one's going to be this main monitor that's used all over the place, which is going to be pretty big. I think most of the textures we've done so far are just like here in the middle. Speaking of which, I actually need to re-import the model because I got all the textures now. Alright. Continuing on with our cool screen gameplay. We got the Saber now? Yep. I got it in yesterday, and now we're cleaning it up, and we're going to do damage states and weapons and effects and stuff. We already have some really cool effects in, most of like I think we have all the animations in too. The Saber had way more animations than I thought, and I was able to exaggerate them a little bit, so it looks pretty cool when you're flying it. Adam, thanks so much for the 2! Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Said I'm here, I missed the first like 25 minutes, and I was only able to listen because I was driving. What were you saying earlier about the Saber paint? Why not black, grayed out like the Longsword and all the other spacebound ships? That's the only other option that I was thinking of, is to make it like a dark gray or black. Because right now, if I tried to make it a Pelican color, I think it would just look really odd. Because for the exact reason you mentioned, it is a space vehicle. But also, I don't have any issues at all with the Saber's paint job. I think it looks great. Make it pink. No, yeah, I think it looks great as is, so I'm like, do I really even want to change it? Not particularly, but if I was going to change it to anything else as an option, it would be that dark gray black. Very similar to like the Longsword that you're talking about. We can experiment with it a little bit later. I say keep the color, it doesn't need to change. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to end up keeping the color, but since people want to see what it would look like in a dark gray, I'm not opposed to it. Did we get our missing texture? We did. Fantastic. Is this the picture of Holland? Hold on, let me fly the camera up. Let's see, real quick. Oh, okay, our screen's on. You can see the animated little bits there, kind of scrolling along. Then we get out. Oh. But yeah, I think the Holland picture is this. Yeah, okay, so what I need to do is go back really quickly to, not the Reach one, the pick one here. I think I need the self-illumination to also be on a curve of 0 to 1 based on driver seat power. Nope, it needs to just be additive. Oh wait, no, it doesn't need to be additive. What it does need is its alpha to animate. From 0 to 1. There we go. That's better. No more floating dark square. Import it through Blender? Yeah, well, okay, so yeah, I use the General 101's Blender toolkit to get it into Halo 3, but I also use Crisp's Reach toolkit, his Foundry toolkit for Reach and Halo 4 and all the games after to get it in, which does an amazing job of porting everything back into Blender. Holy shit, it's Craze Jazz! He's still alive! Thank you so much for the 20 gifted, dude! Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Holy hell. Thank you, man. Damn. Guys, if you're getting gifted, please thank Craze. Been busy. Honestly, me too. Me too. But I feel you. You've probably been a lot busier than me, frankly. My version of busy is running a ton of errands and taking care of a bunch of just life shit and not having a ton of time to work. But thank you so much, dude. What the hell? I really appreciate it. Welcome to the stream, man. Everyone is getting gifted. 20 people just got gifted, and if any of you are one of the people that get gifted, please give your thanks to Craze. That's super generous of them. They don't have to do any of that. That's amazing. We gotta get through all these. We gotta get through all these shaders. I just want to see the inside of this thing looking cool. I can only spend so long editing shaders before I can feel my brain begin to leak out my ears. Zero to one, this is going to turn on and become visible, like so. I really appreciate it though, Chris. Hope you've been well, besides your very, very busy schedule. Ever thought of making that flood vehicle form that was cut from Halo 3? I'm gonna be honest, that's the first I've ever heard of that mixer. Do you have any info on that? I'd love to see it. Alright, we're almost done. I think this is our last screen. No, this is our last, like, special cinematic hologram. And then they'll all be good. Then we can do the actual screens and the interior textures and stuff, and it'll look a lot better. Yeah, I've never heard of a cut Halo 3 flood vehicle. You're still working? Well, I'm glad that it's the kind of work where you can at least, like, chill enough to have a stream up and do other stuff. That's pretty rad. Hope your job's cushy. From diffuse and additive. Holland text scroll. What does this even look like? Does it even have text, or is it just one of those things where it looks like text? Because I love doing that, where something looks like text, but it's not, it doesn't say anything. Bruh. It's literally like source code from Halo. I'm not joking. They just screenshotted some code from Halo. On God. Converting to 12-hour clock, determine the angle of each hand, virtually set angle of the hands. It's just Halo source code. I think. It's just a bunch of variables and math and comments saying what each section does. It's angling hands and getting current time. That's kind of funny. Source code leak. Got like 9 lines of code in there. You missed the gift that I'm sorry, Shinawa. Craze came in. Much love. Much love back to you, Craze. I really appreciate it. Base map translation Y 0 to 1 over a time period of 6. So if you're wondering what this does, over every 6 seconds, this text will scroll up 1 full time. So every 6 seconds, the text will just go like that. So that's how this shader works. It's sliding from 0 to 1 position and then looping over and over and over, which is pretty fancy, pretty cool. And the color is a very bright lime green. The alpha on this, aka how transparent it is, goes from 0 to 1 when you get in. So you get in, and then it lights up and becomes visible. So pretty cool. We'll do the self-illum color as well, which is a curve starting at black, so that way there's no color on the illumination, and by the time the driver's seat power function is done and you're in the seat, it goes fully white, and it's only a basic illumination of 1. Real Sophie! Yeah, I think that technically is a source code leak, technically. Though it's extremely useless, but it is what it is. All right, now that we have all of the cockpit screen stuff, all of those shaders are accounted for. We can go in here. You can see that we still have the main cockpit screen textures here, but we can now see our fancy screens that should light up here. I'm pretty sure it's just the pilot, and this is just for that one cutscene section, but you can see it all turns on there. It's all floating there, a bunch of holograms and stuff. I don't know if there's any more in here. I think it might just be the front. Scrolling text somewhere in there. Yeah, we got the full cutscene screen in there. That's kind of cool. Not that anyone's literally ever going to notice that. The hell you do to the cockpit texture? We're working on it. We're working on it. The cockpit was a completely separate attachment in Halo Reach, so I had to manually kind of mesh it into the model here. And like animate the canopy to open like it does in the cutscene. Normally the Saber doesn't have an animated canopy or the cockpit inside by default unless you're in like the cutscene section where it's attached. So this is actually a more complete Saber vehicle than the one that Bungie gave us in Reach, obviously, because I want to make this fully multiplayer compatible and have all the bells and whistles. Probably steal these seats and things for the Wombat as well. Could you add a co-pilot seat? I can, but considering this was a one-person vehicle in Reach, it would kind of suck if you needed a co-pilot. That's just my TBH honest opinion on that. Pretty awesome. I think so. And now we get to finish cleaning it up and get the full cockpit looking like as good as possible. So we got all the cockpit screen textures. That's good. Now I want to do next Saber interior or Saber Illume screens, which I believe is this blue stuff. You see this blue stuff that has the completely wrong texture on it down here and over here and stuff? We're going to do that one next. That should be Saber Illume screen. That one's going to have a pretty big impact on the visuals here, so I want to see that next. Saber Illume screens, Saber Illume screens. We'll check it in Blender just to make sure that's correct. Yep, that's exactly what I thought it was. So that was right there. Wait, what is this? Saber interior screens. Okay, we'll do both. We'll do Saber interior screens first. Well, I already have the zoom. We'll do Saber Illume screens. All right, so this is no specular, diffuse, simple, and additive. And it uses the Saber interior screens texture. Interior screens for the base map. It does have a detail map that we don't have here, which kind of does like a scanning line. I'm not going to bother with that. It's whatever. But it also uses this for the self-illumination here. It has that kind of dark sage green color to it, like that. The Illume intensity is 2. And normally these screens are on by default, but I'm going to make it so when you get in, the screens actually turn on. Adam, thank you so much for the 2. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for the support. It said the only other spacefaring ships that aren't green are the Broadsword and the Bumblebee. What the hell's a Broadsword? A Broadsword? Which I don't know if you can count since it's a lifeboat. Also, did you see the Saber and Wombat HUD reticles I made? I'll put them in support so they aren't spread out. I did. They're really good. If you're open to it, I would love to use them because, frankly, they just look great. I feel like you really cooked with them. You combined them well, especially the later iterations you made, because you like sent a couple and then you kept working and sent some more. The latest ones that you used looked really, really good. Oh, I didn't put a function for these, did I? Driver, seat, power. I suppose I'll have to also animate the alpha. Okay. Or not. Starts at 0, goes to 2. Starts at black, goes to green. Maybe I have to animate the albedo color as well. There we go. Okay, now when you get in, those screens will turn on. I might make them really bright as well so they stand out a lot. But we'll see. Anyway, we got that screen going. Let's work on the next screen here, which should be Saber interior screens. And then after we do this, all we have to do are the actual interior textures, because this one is the last, like, screen, glowy bit, anything relating to that. Perhaps if the Copilot used an invisible turret. I mean, there's a ton of ways I can make the Copilot thing work. I'm just, like, if it already was a single fighter in Halo Reach, and you get it in here and it's not, it might be wise to do that, similar to, like, how the Pelican should probably operate, but doesn't currently. Craze, thank you for the 2! So, your face! Jesus, man, what the f... Damn, bro. Why are you being so savage, man? What did I do to you? Okay. Right, Saber interior diffuse high. Saber interior diffuse high. Saber interior diffuse high. We don't have the laptop illume nor the plasma wipe, but both of them are very cool. It does have a bump map. And it has an illumination map, which is this. And the illumination color is a nice pale green like that. Value of 1. And I'm going to make it so the self-illume turns on from 0 to 1 with driver's seat power. Do the same thing here. Adam, thank you for another 2. Much appreciated, dude. Show them from support, please. I want to feel validated since I spend the majority of my day damn on them. After that, I'll see about making my own spin on what Phantom Landing Gear should sound like, but that'll probably be a tomorrow thing. Absolutely. You did cook on those. Very hard. You said you put them in supporter chat? You did, in fact. You made a lot of these. Okay, these are actually pretty cool. So, Adam made a really interesting point, which is that in Halo Reach, when you're flying the Saber, you have 2 weapons. You have to switch between missiles, and you have to switch between the chain gun. And so these are the 2 reticles for those. This is obviously the chain gun reticle here, and then this is the missile reticle. So obviously, if you have 2 of them, Halo 3, you don't get multiple weapons. Your weapons, you have all of them equipped at the same time. You can have up to 3, but they're all in one weapon, and you can't change the reticle at all. So Adam went through and tried to design some pretty cool reticles. Now, I am going to be honest, I think they look pretty sick. There's a ton of different ones that they made. This is the first one. It's like the outer... Well, it's kind of hard to show here because they're actually, like, transparent and stuff correctly. But there's this one, which is, like, the outer part of the missile. But then the inner part is the chain gun. So it's kind of a hybrid of those 2 in that sense. There's another one here where it's, like... majority like missile, but then it has like a Falcon reticle in the middle as well, which is pretty cool. I like this one a lot. It's kind of like the Warthog reticle, plus it's got like a missile, plus like a chain gun. I'll be honest, I think my favorite out of all of them is probably this one, where it's got like the missile with the lock, but also a chain gun in the middle. It looks pretty clean. I think that's my favorite. There's multiple. Also, this is from the cutscene from Halo 3 ODST, the Wombat, like what it sees. And this is the reticle that Adam cooked up. I'm gonna be honest, this shit is clean. I want this ASAP. I absolutely want to put this in. It looks super good. Super, super good. I definitely want to use it. I also want to see if I can animate some portions of it so that when you like rotate up and down, these things can kind of like slide around and move. I think that would be really cool to see. And that should be very much doable. I would just change the functions from Reach to Halo 3 just because you want a Copilot seat, just give it a new weapon. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it a single seater for now. I really don't feel like changing it necessarily. Not right now, anyway. I like the way it works as like a single player fighter. It's what people expect anyway. Alright, we're going to go ahead and animate the albedo color as well for this. We're going to do black to white on driver's seat power. And the reason I'm doing this is because right now it looks like the screen is on like a dim low mode. But by default, if the screen's not on, it should just be black. But now, when we get in it, This is what it's going to look like. We get in, and then all the screens turn on. The glass should not be opaque, but I guess it is. I'm just going to delete the opaque glass from this. It kind of bugs me that it's still there. Should be, yeah, glass defaults. Wait, which one is that? It's glass defaults and glass major. Should be neither of those, actually. Let me try re-exporting this. Maybe I never exported the version with the glass cut out. Is being added to huge grass maybe was a good idea. I may add it to huge grass. I don't necessarily plan to right now, but I was looking to see if there's any place I could fit it into the map. It'd be cool to have a Saber. To be sure. Alright. Continuing on, we don't have too many more textures to do. At this point, we've done all the screens, which is kind of the hard part. All that's left for us to do now is the actual material textures of the seats, which, as you can see, are a little bit funny looking. Added into Halo 4 now? I could. It's well within my capabilities now. Thanks to Crisp, it's super easy to port this stuff into Halo 4. Out of spite, RJ adds the co-pilot seat with the already ejected seats. Yeah, sorry, this one's broken. You can't use it. I don't know, it's not me. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Alright, we have a couple things here. Interior metal high, which is the large majority of the structure, so we'll do that one real quick. So, interior metal high. There's also interior metal, but I don't know if it goes used. But anyway, let's go get the metal, because that'll get the large majority of everything in here. So this is already set to a metal type. We just basically need to swap it for the correct shader. So this is going to be Saber interior high, diffuse high. The bump map is going to be Saber interior debump high. It's got a gun micro bump, blah, blah, blah. And then we should see a pretty big change. I save, and then boom. Oh, much better. We still have some textures to fix, but that's already looking pretty dang good. Hell yeah. Alright, let's keep cooking here. We only have a few more materials to fix. Next up would be interior... Is that even used? Where's interior metal? Oh, well, that one's already done, I think. Let's do interior matte, which is going to be for the joysticks here. These should be pretty easy. I'm fairly certain I just swapped the textures. I'm just going to do spam texture swap. Interior, diffuse high, interior high Z bump, Saber interior diffuse high, interior high Z bump, shoots again, Saber interior high, Saber interior high. What else did I know? There's metal high, interior screens. I think we're good. That should be all the textures now. Adam, thank you for the 2! Oh yeah, clean. This looks good. Looks very good. Thank you so much for the 2. I really appreciate it. You said there was a lot of pixel by pixel work on some of those reticles, and yeah, I forgot to say you can 1000% use them. The only reason I decided to take a stab at making them in the first place, well, I appreciate it. I definitely want to use them. They look clean as hell. Thank you, thank you. I think it'll really spruce up the Wombat and the Saber. Let's quickly take a look here. Okay, the glass is back. It is fixed. Just kind of peek over the top here. Hopefully we're not, like, gonna get pulled away. Okay, the screens look good, but I feel like they're kind of dim. I almost want to increase the, like, glow intensity. Also, hold on. The screens have a white part to them that I'm going to fix real fast. Saber Illume screens. If I'm correct, it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. For whatever reason, the self-illume color is this color. I'm going to set that as the albedo color as well. There we go, looks a bit better. Looks pretty cool. Maybe it's just because it's so bright out, the screens don't look that intense. But you can see the screens in there on the side, it's kind of cool looking. And it turns off, all the screens go off. Nice. Why is the Holland screen so green? Is it supposed to be blue with Holland's face being fully colored? I don't know, in Reach it was set as green in there. I was referencing it. I light baked huge grass last night, but I accidentally screwed up so none of the interior lights on anything worked. So it's really dark in here right now, but this will be a good place to test how the screens look in a kind of dark environment. Oh, it's kind of hard to land this thing. Its deceleration is really low. Oh! Wait, why did I get out? Okay, well, it's very dark in here. Give it a try. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool. Why does it accelerate when the pilot gets out? Because it reverts to its default acceleration value, the off-stick throttle value, which is somewhat higher. That way you don't just like fall to the ground when you stop accelerating. Hi, Weasel. Fake momentum? It is real momentum. This is the... I am not touching anything. This is the default acceleration speed. I could lower it. I may lower it. The problem with lowering it is that it would... Actually, there's not really a huge problem with that. I could make it so that you start... If you, like, go off throttle, it doesn't just continue flying. Because right now, you touch nothing and you continue flying. I want to do the missiles next. I'm really down to do the missiles. E, real green E. I love when he says that. That's my favorite one. Alright, well, we're good on textures, so now we can move on to fixing up the vehicle real quick. I think I will try slowing down its default momentum. Kind of weird if it just hovered with no engines, I suppose. Well, I mean, it's just like the throttle when you let off the stick is just enough to keep it flying. And what I can do, though, is go into the vehicle settings here, and I can do the cruising throttle. I can lower the cruising throttle from 0.65 to like 0.35, and that may lower it enough to when I pull off throttle, it just starts to fall. Yeah, so now if I'm off throttle, it just begins to fall. If I let off throttle, it'll just kind of start to drop. So you kind of have to keep the throttle going. Now if I let off, it slows down and it begins to drop. And that should make it keyword should make it so that if you kind of drop to the ground here and you let off throttle, you'll have an easier time surviving. This is the default throttle here. I could also increase its deceleration values. Right now the deceleration is 15. I could up it to 25 to match its speed. If I let off, it should decelerate a little bit quicker. Now if I boost really fast, and then I hold back on the throttle to decelerate it, it just has a lot more control. It doesn't really feel like it's carried along by its velocity if you pull back. I'm holding back. Isn't its boost speed and reach a little bit slower than the Space Banshee? Yeah, that's where I have it at right now. Actually, I think it's comparable to the Space Banshee in speed currently. It's a lot faster than the Wombat. Adam, thank you for another 2. Appreciate it. I think both the Saber and Wombat should fall when you let off the throttle since they don't have vertical thrusters like the Pelican or Hornet. Yeah, I mean, it's really just a case of, is the idle velocity enough to keep it going or not? And right now having it like this means that no, it's not. But I agree with you. I think so too. You said it. Wombat is a jet that needs constant lift. Saber is now in atmosphere, so it makes sense. No, I agree. I agree. I think it does feel better like this. Mammoth in huge grass is crazy. The Mammoth is in huge grass. We'll have to test and see if it causes overloads or anything crazy. Real problem I have with Ultimate Wards. Why is the Space Banshee so bad on controller? The boost is terrible. I can increase its values on controller. I haven't tested the controller with it. Ow. Let me out. I'm stuck on a tree. Is it faster than the Seraph? I believe so. I'll have to check the actual numbers on it, but it should be faster than the Seraph. And you can see how it looks like visually when it's flying. It's bigger than the Wombat, so in order to make it look good in the air, I had to increase its speed faster. So it's a pretty damn fast vehicle. You can see just how fast if you're boosting, you can clear the map like really pretty fast. The ultimate spawn camping machine. I mean, it would be a pretty damn good spawn camping machine. Arguably worse than the Wombat though, because it's easier to hit. It's much bigger. Like if I were to try and spawn camp in here, I would have to like slow down. And I would fall to the ground. I would have to keep like doing this over and over. And you would have to keep making little stray fronts like this. So each time you have to turn your back to maintain your velocity, you'd get pretty screwed. I don't think it would be too bad for spawn camping, to be honest. But the fact that it can get away so fast is really good. What I'm going to have to do, though, is give it some pretty low health to balance it out. These fast maneuverability fighters have to have low health. It's the only way to balance them effectively. Alright, this is looking pretty good though. I think we should upgrade the weapons now. I do want to add boost effects for the engines. The side engine's really bad, but I think first we need some weapon improvements. I think the machine guns are good sound-wise, but we're definitely going to need to upgrade their actual visuals, because right now it's kind of ugly. Give vehicle shields in Halo 3? I sure can. I sure can. I think I will give the Saber shields as well, just like a head and reach. It's pretty easy to do, actually. I'll show you how I do it. So we'll go into the model for it. And we will go down into the main damage info. Right now it has 250 vitality. I'm going to give it like 250 shields. I'll mess with these damage values later. But yeah, we give it shields. The shield material will be energy, shield, thin human Master Chief. And then I believe, I don't have any shield effects for it right now, but I'll have to add some. But I scroll all the way down, there should be shield impact parameter override. So this should be under tags. Is it characters Master Chief? Is that where it is? Kind of forgot. FX, shield. No, let me just open Master Chief and figure out where it is, because it uses literally the same orange shield effect that the Spartans use. Does the Seraph have shields too? Yeah, it does. It does. Master Chief, first person shield impact. Okay, I guess we'll use that. There's also the Mega Mantis has the same shields as well. Let's see. Does this give it shields? Let's see. I'm not seeing the shields flaring. I think it might have the incorrect model. Let me just go to the Mega Mantis. That one already has it set up correctly. There's an effect for it somewhere. I think. Should be here. Maybe it's in the vehicle tag itself. Anyway, I'll give it the Mantis shield collapse effects and stuff. It'll probably go wow now when its shields go down. I don't know if its health values are... Oh, they're not set up, that's why. No wonder it's not taking damage. I haven't bothered to set up any of its stuff yet. Okay, I'm gonna go use the restroom really quickly. I'm dying out here. I will be back in like 2 seconds. BB. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, look at me, I'm back. I come back, the first comment I see is Cortana feet. Classic, classic, classic. What did Green just send me? Purists. You will preserve the original sandbox, me. I will destroy the original sandbox. No! No! Will Sabre be able to regenerate health like in campaign? It'll regenerate shields, but not health. Actually, no, because it's Halo 3, yes, actually, it will. It will be tied to your player health at all times. You know what? Let's do the damage sections real quick. That's really... It should be pretty easy to do. It won't have good effects or anything yet, but it should be pretty doable. Because we already have all the damage states. I mean, show us a Saber, you want to see it? We just finished doing the entire cockpit interior. This is something that the Reach Saber vehicle didn't have. It was only possible in the cutscene, was the whole cockpit here. With the, it's got now this animated canopy, which is pretty fancy. So if I jump in. Got landing gear that works, the weapon armaments come up. It works pretty dang good. We're getting there. The only weapon that works is the main gun. The missiles exist, but they're placeholders. You didn't see the message? Oh, my bad. Game Sheet 13 had some drama about him, but last is a Delta Index, he was leaking infinite store items. I don't know. I haven't seen or heard Game Sheet in a long time. Rejected sheets in games. I used to in like GTA Online, I would spawn money bags for like everybody in the server. That was pretty fun. I used to be a menace on Minecraft servers too, oh my god. I'm not saying I did this. This is a hypothetical situation, but if there was a forum of hackers, you would be able to buy Minecraft accounts that were recovered in bulk, and you would have like an infinite number of Minecraft accounts and an infinite number of IP addresses through VPNs to reconnect to the server a million times over, and you would be unbannable. Even if they IP banned you and account banned you, you would have the infinite number of ways to come back and terrorize servers to your heart's content. Now, I'm not saying I would do that personally, but 3 cents per Minecraft account's a good deal. Just use a whitelist. There was nothing that anybody could do to stop it. If you have an unlimited number of Minecraft accounts to reconnect with and an unlimited number of IP addresses, you can't be banned. You actually just can't be banned. Unless you get hardware ID banned, but Minecraft doesn't have that. You literally, like if somebody targets your server with that method, it is unstoppable. Do you 100% do that? No, I would never do that. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. I never associated with shady figures as a teenager. Gucci Pasta, thank you for the 5! I said, show us your feet, and then I said, I mean to show us the saber. Looks like fire though, good shit, bro. Sorry, if you want to see these feet, you're gonna have to pay. You think I'm gonna show those for free, huh? No, please, no. Alright, nobody trying to see my feet. I got hobbit feet. Alright, we were doing damage states. This is really... We're gonna do these damage states as quickly and efficiently as possible. You wearing socks? Actually, I'm not. I need to buy like 1,000 socks because I can't find them fucking anywhere, dude. They're all gone. Ever since I moved, they all just vanished. No idea where they are at fucking all. It pisses me off. Try to wear socks every day because I like socks, but they're just gone. So my IP addresses get commonly used for VPNs and you end up on that list. Yeah. Let's just say back when I didn't do all that stuff, there were not major VPN companies at the time, and nobody knew what the fuck a VPN was because it wasn't common knowledge due to YouTube advertisers, and the VPNs were of sketchy origin, and were not on any lists. 2010 was wild. Yeah, it was like around that time. Alright, we are looking for the Saber. We're going to do its damage state super fast. Hopefully, super fast. Let's see how it's set up. So the damage section has is body, engine left, engine right, and whole front. So let's set ours up the exact same way. I'm going to delete all these. We're going to add a new section. There's going to be body. It does takes full damage when object dies. It's going to account for the full amount of health. Recharge time will be 15 seconds. Stun time will be 5 seconds. I'm just going to copy these values right off rip, and then we have instant responses, which is at 0.5 HP here. It's going to transition the full rear section to the major damage state, so that's going to take a lot of damage there. And let me double check. I don't think whole rear... Yeah, whole rear has kind of its own thing going on. It's not attached to the engines or anything, so that's like the main base state. Alright, that's good. Leopard King, thanks for the 5! So this generation's back in my day. Yeah. You're gonna, as we get older, back in my day is gonna be talking about old internet shit. 100%. Be like, we didn't have none of this web 3.0 stuff. Websites were just made out of HTML. We didn't have no CSS fancy stuff. We just used animated GIFs for buttons. And we chose good fonts so that it looked nice. Didn't have none of these JavaScript animated sequences in our websites. We didn't have MP4s even, let alone WebMs. All we had were GIFs in all of their horrifying, unoptimized glory. Alright, next section. Engine left. Vitality percentage 0.5 and whole front 0.5. Okay, this should be pretty easy. That's body. Then we'll have... We don't want shield, actually. That's not a useful one. We have engine left, though. It's 0.5% of all of the damage and stuff and goodness. Back in my day, rejected release videos. Yeah, I actually had a bit of inspiration when it came to me not uploading videos and wanting to upload videos. I realized I don't upload videos because I don't feel passionate about the content that I pick. Yeah, the banana from ODST into the mod. I suppose I could. I suppose I could. Engine left goes to major damage, and also thrusters left will also go to major damage. I double check that that is the correct region that I made. Huh. What? Where did my... Oh, that's right, I didn't even use those because it was useless. Okay, that's fine by me. Oh, yeah, and weapon array should also go to major damage on this one. Okay, that's good. Engine left is fine. We get major damage on that. Back in my day, rejected finish mods. Hey, I do finish mods. I just keep adding updates after they're already finished. That's completely different. We have a whole front section as well. Engine left, engine right, whole front. Okay, yeah, so we duplicate whole front. Whole front also is a 0.5, and then it does major damage at 0.25. Whole front, and also canopy. Make sure our canopy does have a major damage state. It does. Good. I don't know if we can damage it correctly yet, but I'm gonna try. Let's fire the laser. How is it still alive? The shield is down. Is it drivable still? No, it died. Just none of the damage states triggered. Huh? What the? Craze! Thank you for the $5. Thank you, thank you. Said, man, I wish I was a very good-looking girl so I can make easy money on OnlyFans. Do you know snails can sleep for 3 years? I mean, life would surely be easier. Could you do that? Sadly, life is not so easy. Oh, my collision state isn't set to this. No wonder it wasn't doing anything. An indirect damage state should probably be body, right? Shield? Now let's do body. Generic collision damage. Generic explosion. Dies. Here, what am I looking for? Takes shield damage. All it has is dies with riders. I don't think it's a Halo 3 thing. Okay, let's see if this works now. This should insta-kill it and just obliterate it. There we go. Now we have damage taken. Yeah, now that blew up completely. Exposed stuff everywhere. I don't know if this one broke. Is this broken? Engine left and engine right look fine. I think only the body took damage there. I might have to do my own unique work here. So whole front takes full damage when object dies. Takes full damage. Takes full damage. Let's try again. Let's just shoot it a bunch. See what happens. Oh, did it already die? It did. I've noticed a troubling thing I need to fix here now. The collision model here has regions set up, but not materials. The materials are simply known as collision here. Whereas, I believe the physics model, does it have materials for this? No, it just has physics. Alright, so here's what I'm going to have to do then. Try and make the cells arena first. Wait, what? Alright, we're gonna have to make unique materials. It's gonna be engine left. Engine right. Whole front. And then whole rear. Might be confused as to why I'm doing all this, but I promise it makes sense. Basically, I have given each section its own material. So when you shoot this, it'll damage a certain region. If you shoot this, it'll damage that certain region, etc., etc. And then I can use this to make this take damage properly. We're going to export this out, and we're going to re-import with our fancy correct collision model. So we'll re-import this now. Tool, collision, objects, vehicles, Saber. So that'll re-import our collision model here. And then the last thing we need to do to make this damage actually work correctly will be to add the, wait for it, model targets. So model targets are, I found out the hard way, but they're extremely important. Your vehicles cannot take damage from AoE damage sources without these. The target hole size 0.8. These are markers, by the way. These are markers. You have to place these markers down, give them a size, and then import, manually put their names in here. Adam, thank you for another 2. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. That holy fuck! Pop-Tart ice cream sandwiches are apparently a thing. That sounds fucking good. I haven't had an ice cream sandwich in so long. My curiosity has peaked. I'm gonna go see how much and where they are and go get them once my paycheck gets here. Good. I want to do that, to be honest. That sounds fucking phenomenal. I've been trying to eat less and eat healthier, but when you say something like Pop-Tart ice cream sandwiches, it piques my interest. I'm not gonna lie to you. Are you doing this for the rest of the stream? Once I finish the Saber, I'll probably switch over to something else. Why? Oh wait, I need to check the locking on. Tracking type. I should probably make this tracked by both types. Lock-on distance will be 100 for all of them. I'll make it 135, which is like the max lock-on distance anyway. Saber will be, because it's so fast, I think it should have the max distance. And I'll have it locked on by both. Saber is going to be very strong, but also very weak to, it's going to have very low defense. Alright, cool, this looks good. Theoretically, this will take damage correctly now. Well, oh wait, there's one more thing I have to do. Now, last thing is setting up its materials. We're going to have to do a bulk import. Damn, it's going to take a minute. But when we bulk import, it's going to auto-fill out the materials slot here. The materials slot is extremely important. Probably do a game night right now. I think I'm going to continue modding. I did not plan to do a game night today. I do want to do a huge grass game night and see if the optimizations helped. Exactly what happened to me. I do not need to be eating shit like that, but it sounds so interesting and good. You know what's been my evil thing ever since Dairy Queen did that thing with the cookie cone, the cookie dipped cone. I've been going to Dairy Queen like every couple weeks lately. That shit's so good. Their ice cream is so creamy. Never had Dairy Queen before. It's so good. It's so fucking good. Okay, our regions are set up damage-wise. The materials are hooked up. The physics and collision zones are set up. Let's see. Can I shoot the front and break it? Oh, the front damaged? Probably gonna blow up, but we'll try shooting the wings too. Did that get damaged yet? Oh, the wings are getting damaged. Shoot the other wing. Oh, that got damaged. And now we'll shoot the main rear body section. Oh, it's probably long dead. Yeah, it is. But still, that's pretty sick. Why did the interior of the canopy break? I must not have set that region up correctly. Yeah, whole front major is set up correctly, but I think the interior of the canopy is not. Oh yeah, glass default here versus glass major. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of glass major and then make it a duplicate of this. We'll duplicate glass defaults. We're gonna call it glass major. We're gonna give it the region major canopy. Alright, let's export it out, and this will fix it so once it takes damage, the inside of the canopy doesn't just, like, vanish. Am I crazy? Did not do a Kestrel for shits and giggles? JS did. I tried to do a Kestrel, but JS made, like, one from scratch that's, like, absolutely unbelievably good. Craze, thank you for the $5. Sorry, it took a minute to read it. Thank you so much, though. He said, yeah, you better not do a game night tonight, because I'm working. I don't want to miss out again. Well, we will be doing a game night soon. Not sure exactly when, but definitely soon. Because I want to test out, at the very least, some of the new optimizations on Huge Grass and see if it fixed the issues. We'll find out. But yeah. Gabe! Gabe, 36 months, there it is! You hit the button. You announced it. Thank you so much for 36 months. Dude, 3 years is insane. You said, where's my promise updated badge, wise guy? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I completely forgot. I was supposed to do it last night, but the moment I got off my PC, I started light baking Huge Grass. And, well, it worked, but also I forgot to add the interior lights back to everything. So it turns out it wasn't worth it. And then I didn't have time this morning because I had to go run very, very important errands. So it's been a lot. All right, now that damage works, I'm gonna add shields back. But by the way, the badges, and I'm gonna do a lot. I don't know if Stream Element's gonna be ready by tonight for tomorrow, but I'm gonna try my hardest to make it like as good as possible and get it working. We'll see though. I can't promise anything yet. Okay, we need the visuals for the shield like the Mega Mantis has, but it's not showing up here. 3 years is crazy. 3 years is crazy. Shield still hasn't depleted. That's crazy. Why is the shield like invincible? Hello? Oh, because it doesn't have any of the values filled out, no wonder. Let's just copy what it has in Halo Reach. Why not? What does it have in Halo Reach for shields? Damage section, shield. Oh, the shield value should be here. Stun time for the shields will be 7 seconds. Recharge time is only 3 seconds. Well, we'll put that for now. Let's give it a try. Halo Meister, thank you for the 2! Space Sausage. And thank you for the gifted membership. What do you mean Space Sausage? But thank you, I appreciate it. I have no idea who received it. That is the most whack name I've seen. I do not know who blank 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 tiny s is, but okay, the shields work now. The effects do not, but they will. Thank you very much for the 2, and for the gifted, by the way. Whoever that mysterious person is who received that, if you're in chat, and, you know, it'd be cool if you could thank Halo Master, like, it's pretty sick. Space, what the fuck, a space sausage? FX Shield Core. Don't battle me in Pokemon, the trading card game. I don't freaking want to, dude. Oh! Okay, there was an effect that played. Wait for it to recharge. Okay, it played the sound. Okay, now we just need it so the shield shows up visually. It should already do that, but it's not working. Super Mantis. Is it maybe in the biped? Maybe it's in the biped tag that it does that. No, the Seraph should have it. Why? Oh. Because the Seraph has the shield thingy thing. Make a weapon that fires fusion coils. Already done it, actually. And it's pretty awesome. Maybe it's at the bottom of the vehicle tag. I'm tweaking. I don't know. Okay, Seraph Shield Impact. Where's the Master Chief Shield Impact? How come I couldn't find that? Hello? Master Chief model. Okay, he doesn't have a parameter override. But I know there's a Shield Impact tag somewhere. Wait, if that's the case, how the fuck does the Mega Man... You know, whatever. I don't care. There's a Shield Impact tag somewhere. It's like tags, FX... Where is it? Is it FX? Oh. Maybe the elites have a custom one. I'm just gonna go look at the elites. Or the brutes? I bet the brutes have a custom one. They don't. Guess I'll die. Maybe the elites. Oh, I bet the engineers do. Globals. It's under globals. Okay. I wonder I couldn't find it. Globals. Maybe that? Okay, what if, hear me out, I just did the elite. I really just don't see the shield appearing. Okay, is there anything else relating to the Saber here? Oh, has shield impact effect. That would do it. Would probably want to have that. Does that mean the default one would be the Spartan colored one? There it is. Okay. Okay, what if I did this one? So we have the Seraph one now. Okay, we are going to use the Saber one, but we're going to have to modify it. Extrusion distance will be 0.1. Texture scale is fine. Scroll speed, 1. We're going to have to change all the colors. Impact color right now goes like white. Where's the... Let me go to the generic Master Chief one. I'll just copy those colors. Globals. Yeah, I'll just straight up copy these colors. So it's... Impact color is this yellow. And this one. And this one. Okay. We run into a wall. I didn't really do any damage. Oh my god, the shield explosion is like sideways. The shield recharges fine, but the explosion... Oh! Wow, it's so bright. Holy shit. That took a lot of damage. My Saber is not looking good right now. It looks kind of cool. Using the Mega Mantis ones was not my original intention, but it does look kind of cool. I like how it looks on the Saber as well. I think it needs the effect to just be twisted a little bit. The shield collapse effect is sideways. Hi, Weasel. Yeah, it's completely sideways. Collapse ring is sideways. It's like as the Euler angle is set to 90. I'm just gonna set that to 0 and see if that fixes it. Hit a wall real quick. Yeah, right? Maybe we should just shoot it to test it instead. Damn! What in the... Oh! Well, I know the shield recharge effect works and has a good angle. Let's see, it's a local tube x-axis. Local tube x-axis. Theoretically, that should work. Oh, let me see though. That's the shield collapse ring. Tube x-axis. Local. Yeah, that should all work. Okay, we're gonna need to look at this in third person.
Love you, Weasel. Busy though.
Okay, it's sideways. Let's try tweaking it by adjusting the Euler angles here. We'll go 90 and 90 on the yaw. That's for shield collapse, and then for the ring we'll do the same thing. 90. Okay, that does look correct. Although for shield collapse, I think I'll set that back to what it was. I think it was fine there. This one probably needs its pitch 90. Set the tube constant X. What if I set it to Y? I feel like this really should work. What is its particle type? It is set to local. It does have the correct everything on it. Maybe it's the type of particle. The shield collapse particle may be rendering in a certain way. Oh, because it's a vertical billboard style. That's why. Okay, we're going to grab shield collapse. I'm going to bring this over to objects. Vehicles. Saber. The drivable frigate and corvette have an interior? It does not, I'm afraid. I don't have any plans to do that right now, but perhaps in the future. Mostly just because it's a lot of work. Okay, with it set to horizontal, now perhaps my 90-degree thingies here will work properly. No. Let's try making it parallel to direction. That does look kind of cool, but now perpendicular to direction. Local horizontal. Local vertical. Screen facing. Camera facing. Alright, fine. I'm just gonna keep it on vertical. We don't have an explosion or anything for it currently, but we will need this to look like dead, because in Halo Reach it just blows up and disappears. There's no like dead model for it. We just have this damaged model, so I will have to like mangle it. Thought I was gonna banish the A gun. Yeah, when I do Halo 4 Infinite, that's the plan I have. Hopefully it's a lot easier with a Cur. I really hope it's a lot easier with a Cur. What did it have? I do want to do something like that. I don't get it. I see you, CR. I'm just gonna hold off on messing with the shields too much for right now. What's my favorite UNSC vehicle? The Pelican. Definitely the Pelican. I love the Pelican so much. Longsword's a close second for me, though. It's really dark, so you can't see it very well, but yeah. I do very much like the Pelican. It's just so good. Every iteration of it's so good. Except for Halo 4 and 5. I'm just not to be that guy, but they're really ugly. I just love the Pelican. Fantastic vehicle. Imagine if there were a water vehicle at that lake. I mean, I have the dinghy. I made a water vehicle once. Excuse me. The War Dog boat one would be pretty awesome. Pelican down. Pelican down. Alright, one thing the Saber is definitely going to need is the ability for the driver in the driver's seat to take damage. I don't know if it works right now. I don't think it does. So, let me check. Oh no, it does. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I think besides having cool effects for the damage, it is functionally ready to fly. We need, oh, we do need boost engine effects, though, to be fair. We don't have those yet. Hey, place a turret at the end? Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is in Halo 3. I thought it would be cool to have for the multiplayer one as well. Damn, this thing is hard to slow down in. It's not really great for landings. Is it as fast as the reach one? No, I don't believe it is. I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure it's not. I've given it a speed that I feel is very fast for the gameplay here, and still is very fast in engine, but hopefully is not too fast to like never be able to be locked onto or anything. One thing this does need is for me to read Adam's 2. Thank you very much for the 2, Adam. Appreciate it. The boost effects and proper weapons and weapon effects, and still the Saber's air brake flaps above the center engine should only open up when pulling back on the throttle. I can't make them pull back on the throttle, or else I would have had the Pelican engines be doing that as well. So sadly, probably not going to happen. For that, I'll just keep it how it is there. But yeah, weapon effects, proper weapons, and boost effects are the main things right now. And then damage effects. Mostly a lot of effects, which is good because I love doing effects. Doing effects is so much fun. It's super satisfying to like tweak little bits here and there and just see it play over and over and over. I love it. Love it. That said, let's take... I was about to do something with it. What was I about to take a look at? Some part of it. I can't remember which part of it was. What was I going to take a look at? The thrusters? Was I going to do the thrusters? Thrusters are pretty straightforward to pull off. I forgot, dude. What the fuck was I gonna do? Whatever. I'll just work on what I want to do now because I can't remember. Yeah, let's just make the side engine effects. What I remember about the side engines in Reach is that they gave off a lot of sparks and they were blue. So I think what I'm going to do for the side engines is just duplicate the main engines, make them smaller, blue, and add sparks that come flying out. We'll do the wing engines effect. I am going to swap this to the main engines here. And then I'm going to duplicate the main engines effect. Make them into wing engines. 2. Wing engines dot effect is going to become wing engines old. Wing engines 2 is going to become wing engines, and then we're going to tweak it now. Thought of making the Covenant drop pods from Halo 2 and Reach and the Flood drop pods. the Covey drop pods from 3 were made by JS. I don't know if we ever released them, but they were so good I didn't even want to compete because it was so damn awesome. Flood drop pods, I don't know. It's a blob of flood. I don't really know what to do with that, to be honest. Alright, we're going to keep the light volume for now. I'll tweak it later, though. As for the effects, I want to do... I'm going to duplicate the thruster gas here. Oh, these are part of the drone alpha. I'll have to move those. Alright, but whatever. I want to grab sparks, so that should be under tags, FX, particle, particles. Would it be under energy for sparks? We'll do spark long dot particle. And what I want to do with these, I guess we should probably test it first to see how it looks. Okay, they're way too big and they're not moving. But we don't want the long sparks. I take it back. We want sparks. Not burst. Maybe spark ember would be better. Okay, see them coming out now. We want sparks long. I lied. Maybe spark burst small? No, it'll just be regular spark long. How spark fiery be even better? Spark fiery looks kind of good. Alright, so here's how we're going to roll with this. Spark Fiery is going to have an emission radius of like 0.2, I would say. It's going to have a pretty short lifespan, but it's going to have a high emission rate, so that's actually pretty good. It's going to have an initial velocity of between 5 and 12. I'm going to give it like 10 and 24. Size is going to have to go way down, like 0.025 and 0.50, like 10x lower at least. Okay, that's not bad. The emission type is clearly not working though. Sprayer. We're going to do a tube type emission type. Okay, we can see the sparks kind of coming out there, but we want them to be yellow. Right now their color is completely off. It's orange to blue. We're going to do orange to like a very bright, pale, orangish yellow like that. Not bad. Getting there. I would say their lifespan's probably a little too long. Why did Blender crash? I didn't even click import yet. Skill issue. It happens to the best of us. I think the sparks might be too big, honestly. I think I'm gonna reduce their scale. Right now it's 1.5 to 2. I'm gonna do 1 to 1.5. Looks a little bit better. I'm gonna make the lifetime on it go down a decent bit. Right now, I think they last too long. 125, half of 125 is what, 7.5? 7.5, 125. Oh no. 0.1.075. There's still sparks in the effect, but they should be a lot, like, less intense. It's not looking too bad, to be honest. But these engines are smaller, which means I'm going to have to reduce the size of the various parts of it, as well as, God, it's so loud. It's so loud, dude. Alright. I'm going to cut the emission rate on the distortion particles in half. I'm going to take their lifespan down by like 50%, I'll say. So this will be 0.5. 35 and a half would be 175. The velocity is fine, but the size I'm going to reduce a little bit from like 0.25 to like 1.5 and 2.5. And then that's just the distortion. We'll do the streaks now. Didak, thank you so much for the 2. Appreciate it. Getting the keys to our new house today. Let's go! Kigyar. God damn it. I'm not excited anymore. Congrats, though. That's amazing. Moving into my new house was a very good moment. I'm pretty sure you bought yours, right? That's fantastic. Congrats. The stress of moving is almost over. Getting the keys. That's like, honestly, the most stressful part is getting the place and locking it in, you know? Brings down to like 3.5 and 1.5 for these. Make their lifetime a little bit shorter. 1.5, 1 to 1.5. 0.75. 0.15. 0, yeah. And then that's for the streaks. For the gas, we'll do the same thing. Lifespan 1.25. We'll do 0.75 and 2.5. The velocity's fine, but the size needs to be brought down a little bit. Scale 1.5 to 1. Let's take a look. I may have pulled them back a little too much. Let's get that light volume pulled in as well. The light volumes on this are kind of a lot. They're using main engine light volume systems. I'm gonna bring these down. In fact, you know what? I'm just gonna steal the wombats because that one's way smaller. That'll probably be perfect for this. Oh no, they're way too small. No. Sleep. Yeah, have a good one, Mixer. I appreciate you tuning in. Congrats again, Dynak. That's awesome. You said, yeah, bought ours, so keen to lock in and renovate. Hell yeah. Oh, that's exciting. That's so exciting. Congrats. You're one of the few people in this generation who is successfully pulling off getting a home. Adam, thank you for the 2. I wonder if you can make the boost even faster but limit it with thruster heat like Reach's Saber does. I can give it a time limit. I don't remember if Reach stops boosting if that happens. Yeah, I can give it a time limit. I think that's about the most I can do though, sadly. What do you guys think of these effects? For the side engines. Should I make the fire more blue? Because right now the fire coming out is still like orange. I could make them even more blue. I think I'm going to make it more blue because I'm pretty sure in Reach it's like very, very blue. Yeah, the thruster gas right now is like an orange to blue. I'll copy that orange to blue. You think it's fine? Definitely doesn't look bad. Although I do need to reset it because my main light volumes are off. I'm looking forward to paying 2 mortgages until we move into the new house and rent the other. Oh boy. Yeah. But hey, it's a renter's market right now, right? Like people want to be renting. I mean, this feels pretty good. I like the effects. Not too shabby. There's basically no rents in my area, so we already got a lady keen to move in. Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised. People are just trying to get homes right now. Because all the good homes and all the reasonably priced homes are Airbnbs now! fine. I was gonna... Oh, I want to do the missiles now. I think the engine's fine. I want to do the missiles. Oh, I just remembered something I wanted to do. Hold on. Yeah, let's give the missiles a go. I know in Halo 3 we have the anti-air, not the anti-air, the fuel rod cannon, and that has like an activation type thing that it does. These missiles have an acceleration, but they don't have an activation. I remember Airbnbs now is crazy. It really is. People are just wanting homes. They're hard as fuck to get. Let me take a look at these missiles. What do they have? They've got light volumes, contrails, and particles. The particles give them the density toward the front. The contrails are just contrails. That kind of creates the shape of it. Or towards the front, the smoke is thicker, and that kind of tapers off. Okay, not bad. Actual missiles, just a missile pod missile model. Then we're gonna have to open reach and take a look at the actual Saber. They were coming along really nicely, by the way. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. Alright, we're getting reach open in the background so we can take a look at the actual Saber's missiles and get like a perfect one-to-one comparison. At the very least, though, a couple things we can do. Save that. We can make the missiles themselves work a little bit nicer. I'm going to go into the Saber guns here. We're going to recreate the 4 missile burst that's in reach. Yeah. To the best of my abilities. So, pretty damn close, ideally. We're also going to get the nice HUD reticle in that Adam made. That thing looks so clean. Yeah, we're going to do the secondary barrel here. This is the one that fires the missiles. Right now it uses what's called drone missile because it's on the drone. We're going to make our own Saber missile here. Open that up. We're going to have to refresh in game because that's going to reset our missile or our weapon tag. We don't have to worry too much about that right now, though. Those are the new projectile tags. We're going to edit them, though. Here's how we're going to do it. The missile model is fine. We might change it. Probably don't need to, though. Mainly what I want to do is match up the values to what Reach has. So the missile itself, the weapon, it fires, has a really long auto aim range, which is pretty awesome, but it has 4 missiles that it fires. Shots per fire 4, rounds per second 5. Fire recovery time 0.8 seconds. I'm gonna have to tweak these values to be fair, but I might be off my rocker, but behold a pale horse is giving me Christmas vibes. I could see it. Okay, now it's shooting 8 missiles. I don't think it's supposed to shoot 8. I think it's because I'm missing a flag somewhere. I do not think it's what it is. Weapon origin, fire parallel, stagger across multiple markers. I don't think I have, yeah, stagger across multiple markers should fix that. I don't think that makes you off your rocket, Leopard King. I can hear it. Okay, now I want to get the projectiles themselves to match closer to reach. So here's how they work. Scrolling. The maximum range is 600. We have 500 here, but sure, 600, why not? And then initial velocity of 10, final velocity of 300. We'll do that for now, but we're definitely going to slow that down. I'm just going to make it close to what it has in reach. Guided angular velocity 60, 60, 60, 10 to 50. Acceleration range is 10 to 50. Guided angular velocity is 60, 60, 60. Guided projectile outer range error radius and target leading fraction is 0.5 and 0.5. Auto aim max lead time on. That's pretty cool looking. Very satisfying to just slam into their target. Okay, not bad. Then the interesting thing I want to do is copy the effects for it, though. So we should have reach open. Is it loading? Are we good? We're good. All right. Debug. We want to do 8.1D. Spawn ourselves in a Saber. Alright, here's our official Halo Reach Saber. Very shiny, very cool. Doesn't have, you know, the fancy stuff we have on ours. Oh god. Suddenly I feel like I don't prefer this type of movement. Oh, also there is an idle thrust and effect coming out of the Saber's engines here. Very blue, almost a violet with some nice lens flares. Alright, anyway. We fire. All that it has is a little red lens flare, and then there's a burst of sparks. Nice. Nice explosion. So all it has is a red lens flare at first, and then fires off. Okay, I think we can mimic that in Halo 3 pretty easily. Give it a try. So currently, the Hornet missiles, we're not going to mess with the sound, but we are going to mess with the effects. So we have projectile effect. We're going to go ahead and yoink that over to our Saber. Weapon, FX. This is going to be missile projectile. And we're just going to copy that. Straight up. So projectile, maybe it's under FX. FX weapon, Saber missile. We'll do projectile effect. So it goes in, it has an event list that goes arming, burst, and exhaust. So arming, I'm gonna guess, just simply has a lens flare. Yeah, it does. It does have some soft smoke coming out of it. Allegedly. I don't see it. It says it's there, so I believe it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to have a soft red glow on the missiles. Missile projectile effect. We're just going to delete all this. We're going to make a new event. And it's going to be arming. We're not going to run events in parallel, otherwise this wouldn't work. And this lasts for 0.85 seconds. And all it really needs is a lens flare. And that's going to be on the exhaust. We could probably get a decent lens flare. Wait, spawn a vulture and look at its missiles. They do the same thing as bigger and vertical. No, it's fine. I might spawn it just for fun, but I think for understanding what I want to do here, I have a pretty good idea already. What has a good lens flare that I want to use? I think the Seraph Reach has a pretty good lens flare. I could probably yoink. FX. There's a nice lens flare. Maybe it would be under the Halo 3 Seraph folder, actually. FX. Engine light lens flare. Yeah, we'll just yoink that. It goes Saber. FX. Weapon FX. This will be missile arming. And then we want it to just be kind of a dull red light, essentially. I'll leave it like that for now. But yeah, large flare. Color will be a like dark red. Brightness 0.5 to 1. That's probably fine. Let's give it a look. I mean, it's fine, I guess. We're seeing a time-based something or other happen. It's kind of horrible. Why does it look like that? It could be a little bit brighter, that'd be great. Why is the alpha like so insanely low? No, we do not want Starglow. What was it on before? We try like anamorphic flare? Nope. Let's just do large flare. Tracks fire projectile health text tier stream. It's not poo poo caca doo doo. Shouldn't these be like way brighter? Oh, it's yeah, they should. I don't know why I was confused. I literally made it darker. Alright, so now we have the arming sequence. The next part of this sequence, after it arms, we have a burst that has a duration of 0.1 seconds. A sound plays, and there is a burst of sparks. There's a flash, a glow, and a little bit of smoke. We're going to do that. So 0.1 second duration event. And we're going to need some particle systems for this. I'm actually going to yoink from the wing engine particles some of these sparks. We can't see the missile anymore, which makes it look weird. Yeah, I might swap it out for the Reach model. Just copy all the particle systems there. Replace that. We left with the spark fiery. We'll have it come from the exhaust. We'll have it be a globe with a mission radius of 0. to 0.25. We'll have an initial velocity. No, not initial velocity. We want starting count, I don't know, 50. Emission rate 0. Let's see if this works. No. Nay. No. Did not work. Maybe they're too small. I think their size really big. This will make them enormous. So if they're there, we'll see it. I did not see them there. A shame. This event is arming. No, burst. Kiram! 35 months is crazy. Yeah, you said 1 month to go, baby. 1 month to go, baby! Time to drop a $5. Kiram, thank you for 35 months. You are 1 month off of a whole year, which is absurd to me. Holy shit. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Gonna get the updated badge starting tonight. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Holy hell. Can't believe there's so many of you guys, these 3-year memberships that are like pulling up. Wild to me. Can I make a lens flare die early? Is that a thing I can do? Don't auto fade, use simple occlusion. Don't auto fade, use simple occlusion. Is there a lifespan here that I can use? This is 0.85, 0.35. Maybe it's an effect thing. Kira, thank you for the $5! Said, now the $5! Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, dude. Space Godzilla or Gigan? Tough one. I like them both very much. But with Gigan's new iterations, and I would say Gigan. But who knows? Space Godzilla is supposed to be the new Godzilla villain in the next Godzilla X Kong, so... Thank you again, Kiram. I really appreciate you, man. That's crazy that you've been here for something. So I wish nothing but good vibes to everyone in this community. Well, the community does provide good vibes. Except for when they talk about Cortana's feet. That freaks me out a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But usually it's cool. Bar fade distance, 60. Maybe that's what it needs. I'm not seeing these sparks appear at all. They're just straight up not appearing. The things I would do to Cortana's big toe. Excuse me! Huh? What do you mean by that? What did he mean by that? Surely he didn't mean anything by that. Oh, there's a bunch of sparks here that I should have been using. Wow, whatever. Too late. None of these effects are appearing. It must be an issue with Maybe a mission. I can try doing sprayer. These effects are just simply not appearing. What in the fuck? Oh, there it goes. Okay, now we're seeing it. Particle rotation. We have particle random between 0 and -1. 0 and 1. Particle, well, I guess I wanted that for the initial rotation. And then I think the particle I wanted was not going to be a spark burst, a large impact, but was instead probably a flare. Explosive flash. That looks a little bit better. A bit too large, but I was doing that for testing. Like 0.75 perhaps would be good. 0.5 to 0.75. And it's doing a rotation over lifetime, which is not what I want. I have a starting rotation, which is good. No initial velocities. Oh, that's initial rotation rate. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Next thing I want to do is to fix the sparks really quick. They emitted from a globe. I'm just going to do sprayer. Emission angle 360. 0 to 360. Completely on particle random. And then we need the alpha to be this will be 1 to 0. Go like that. Make a little spline. I think their scale is way too massive. And their lifespan is not. Initial velocity, 10 to 24. Yeah, lifespan, like 0.1 to 0.3 perhaps. Yeah, it looks like they are not flying away. They have an initial velocity that doesn't really seem to be doing anything. Maybe I make it in global instead of local? I see the sparks, they're very clearly there, they're just not moving. Maybe they need like an insanely high velocity? Okay, yeah, I think the velocity was the issue. We're gonna do 48 to 20. We're gonna reduce the size a lot. lot. And I think the velocity is honestly too much now, but also its lifespan. It's a little too much as well. Do 2 to 0.05. Starting count 25. Also, why is the alpha not kicking? It should go 1 to 0. Oh, it should be on particle age, that's why. And now I can make the lifespan a lot more. Nice. That means I can also reduce the speed now. I'm solving problems. Also invert this alpha so it shows up as like a stronger, clearer sign. 48 to 20, we're gonna do 24 to 10 again. Should hopefully look good. Yeah, now we got a nice burst of sparks on there. It's not ideal, it doesn't look perfect, but it's a start. They're also way too orange. I'm gonna make them like very bright orangish yellow to like a white almost. What do they look like in Reach again? Sparks are barely even there. Okay, mine are way too big and way too obvious. Turn that scale down a bit. What's their size? We'll do 0.1 to 0.25. That's a bit better. They're still there, but it's not too crazy. And then after the initial burst, little red lines, and then the burst followed by a loud-ass contrail. That contrail is almost identical to the Seraph contrail, so I'm gonna yoink that. Let's see, though, if there's anything besides... I'm sure there's smoke particles on it, but if I can get away with not having smoke particles on it, that would be kind of sick, because it would be even more optimized. The exhaust has a contrail, sparks that nobody can see, a lens flare, and another lens flare. With some smoke. I'm gonna see if I can get away with just a contrail and maybe a lens flare. Also, what's the timing on this? It's duration bounds is 2 seconds. Okay, the smoke isn't even there. It's disabled. And the sparks are disabled too. It's literally just the contrail. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you, Turbo. Said very cool. Alright, duration bound to exhaust. Add onto the exhaust area here. Gonna add in the objects, vehicles, Seraph. Is it H3? I think probably the Seraph Reach has the good one. That's gonna be the engine running contrail system. We're gonna bring that over to the Saber under weapon effects. Is going to be missile exhaust, and we're going to just shrink. We're going to start at least by shrinking it down massively and changing the colors. So 0.5 we're going to do 0.1 to 0.2, and we're going to have the emission rate probably like 5. I don't know, I'll up it if I need to. And the color is going to be like orange. Powerful orange. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Not horrible. I'm gonna do a couple things. I'm gonna up the emission rate so that it has more detail in the actual smoke, and I'm gonna make this go up to like 4 and 2. That orange color is too orange, and I need it to be more red. I don't love it. It definitely needs some more work, but it's getting there. I think it does need a lens flare for when it's like firing, so you can see it a little bit clearer. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that. I'm gonna copy this lens flare, add this here. We're gonna change missile arming lens flare to missile exhaust lens flare. And we're gonna change the color to from a dark red to a very saturated, bright, like orange. We're gonna make the brightness, we'll have it at 1, but we don't want it to be the large flare dot bitmap. We probably want maybe explosive burst. What would that look like? Okay, not explosive burst. That is a cool lens flare though. Maybe like a simple flare? Not horrible. What's happening? What's going on? I'm working on missiles right now for the Saber. We need some cool sounds for that now. We're definitely gonna need some good sounds. It's not a bad effect, but it's very simple still. I think the orange part of the actual contrail is a bit much. I'm gonna have to tweak it. Are you keeping all these missiles? I have really big pockets. Huge pockets. Okay, I'm gonna have to up the mission rate again to account for the precision. Okay, that looks a bit better. Now the orange parts of the missiles, like, stay closer to the tip of it. As for the arming bit, arming lens flare, we're gonna need the far fade distance to be like 6,000. That's pretty cool. We definitely need some good sounds for it though. It's very similar in functionality, but less visually interesting than the actual reach ones. want to see how the lock-on will work. Let me go hit up a scarab real quick. Grenade launcher sounds for the... Yeah, I have some ideas for the sounds. After listening to the actual Reach ones that are all specified, I've had some interesting ideas. Alright, actually, speaking of which, let me pull up the Halo Reach sounds, and I'm going to give you some... I'm going to talk about some of my ideas for them, and you guys feel free to chime in, as usual. But basically, the firing sound for these things is literally just an explosion, okay? It's literally an explosion. If you listen here, this is the Saber missile firing. So when you fire, it just makes that sound. That's like a cannon firing sound, almost like an explosion. I could probably find a Halo 3 sound that sounds good. But then when the missile bursts and it detonates, I don't really have a sound for that. Actually, I lied. I do, and I have a good one for it. We'll try that. And then the explosion, I mean, it's just an explosion. We already have an explosion sound. It's fine. So what I'm going to do, really quickly, is I'm going to go to the Saber gun weapon. Yo, Brian, thank you for the $5. Thank you, Brian, obviously. Appreciate it. He said, hi, bro. How you doing? Can you make the elephant Halo Wars in a Halo 3? The Halo Wars elephant is sadly very low quality. If you ever zoomed in on it, it's super blurry. I would way rather at that point, if I was going to do a Halo Wars elephant, I would just take the regular Halo 3 elephant and give it like red and blue colors, you know? Because the Halo Wars 1 is just super blurry, super crunchy. I mean, update it? What does it look like? Let me see. Halo Wars elephant. Oh, the Halo Wars elephant? It's pretty much like a regular elephant, but just closed up. And it has like a glass bit on it. Closed up and with a big glass window. I probably won't do anything with it for a long while, but it's an interesting idea and design. I wasn't aware of just how different it was. I personally won't be, but it's cool. I have some ideas. I think I know the sounds to use specifically from Halo 3. This firing effect, we're gonna go vehicles, Saber, weapon, FX, missile, firing. With a bigger turret on top, does it? I didn't even notice. Where is the turret on the elephant? I don't see... Oh, there's turrets on the side, on the back right there, and one on top. Yeah, you're right. Like on top of the driver section. Big chain guns. Rear chain guns, front chain guns. It's kind of cool. Alright, here's my idea. This missile launch sound, I think, is what I'm looking for. I need this. We're gonna go into the projectile. Saber missile projectile. We're gonna open up the Saber... the new effect that we've been working on this whole time. And we're gonna do... on the burst? No, on the exhaust. We're gonna add a sound on the exhaust, and it's gonna be this sound right here. Thought of importing your own Grizzly. To be honest, I was never hugely into Halo Wars, so I've never thought about doing the Grizzly. Maybe in the future. I'd definitely have to remodel it, make it look good. Okay, that sound is not as good as I thought it was going to be. The idea that I had was this. I was gonna try... I'm gonna try doing the missile pod sounds. In my head they sounded different though. Maybe I'm misremembering? What sound is that? It's not the missile launch. Is it the missile launch? Let me listen. Kira, thank you for the 2! So check DM fully upgraded elephant? I will check. Okay, so what I want is actually missile fire. What does the burst sound like again? Hold on, I'll check DMs in 1 second. It needs 2 sounds, to be honest, which is troubling. Excuse me. It needs 2 markers, though, for it. Hold on, I will check the M's. I just gotta do another location. I'm gonna add root. I'm gonna duplicate this, put one on root, play, not missile fire. I need a small explosion. Sound. Visual effects. Small explosion. And then for the firing, I switch out missile fire to missile launch. That explosion sound is either not playing or is way too quiet. Human explosion small, hold on, heal 3, medium explosion. Kira! I'm gonna check that. I check. Oh, this is the fully up. Damn, I didn't know it looked like that. The fully upgraded elephant looks insane. It's got a huge, huge rear troop bay. Kind of reminds me of the Phantom's old troop bay. I don't know what even that turret is on top, but it's massive. Like a dual chain gun. Looks like something out of mech assault. Like a top half of a mech. That's pretty cool. I don't think I'll do any upgraded elephants anytime soon, but I like the concept a lot. Let me try something. What if I took the missile fire sound, deleted it from there, added a little explosion, and then put this here on the exhaust instead? It's not great, but it's decent. Oh, no. I don't know, it's okay. What do you guys think? Oh, I also gotta upgrade the bullets on this thing. The bullets on this look really bad. Totally forgot about that. Missile firing effect, blah blah blah. Missiles are decent. We can live with those if need be, but they're decent. We'll go ahead and do the Hornet bullet projectile is what it fires. Yeah, we're gonna swap that out to the Saber weapon. Saber bullet. We're gonna make it so it has a better projectile effect than what the Hornet chain gun has. We're gonna get the Saber weapon FX Saber bullet dot effect. Missile sounds nice. The explosion sound of the target area is what makes it. Capping off the area missile fly sounds with an echo of the launch sounds. I do like that idea. I'll have to give it a try. Let me just quickly beef up this contrail real quick. The color's fine. The size of the profile needs to be upped to a decent bit bigger, I would say. Gotta refresh. Fly back over to our Saber. Bigger. 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 Too big, calm down. Not bad. Let's change the size to be a curve. Profile. Would it be profile? Contrail. What it? I gotta go check it out really quickly. FX. Weapon, FX, missile, exhaust, contrail uses what input for profile size? Profile age. Okay, yeah, we'll do profile age, then we can build the structure of it. So, we'll do... .15 to 0. We'll do 0.25 at the top, 0.1 at the bottom, and then we're going to build a series of curves out of this. We're going to add a point here, where it's going to go all the way up to max there. Honestly, that's fine, but I just want to do splines on it so that it looks better. Mission rate's 500! What? I legitimately cannot tell. The speed is just so fast that 500, it barely makes a difference. Also, I think it might need to be the inverse of this, where it goes like that, and this goes up, and then this comes way down over time. So yeah, I don't want to do the Sparrowhawk method because that one uses light volumes, which are a commodity in Halo 3. It would look really good. If I could glitch you, I would absolutely do it, but Halo 3 does not handle large amounts of light volumes well at all. So far, so good. I mean, the Saber minus having effects for damage is pretty set right now. Looking pretty slick, dude. I like it. Check out the grenade launcher times the initial missile launch. I think I'll check it out later. I'm pretty satisfied with this as is, and any improvements I could add after. This thing needs a good HUD icon now. Kind of a pain to do. I think I might do it tomorrow. I gotta hop off and work on stream elements and videos and stuff. So I'm gonna jump out of here and take care of that. But I feel like this is pretty near to being fully complete. I mean, look, it's got shields. I died. I think it blew up. It needs destruction effects. But I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for being here. Thank you for all the gifted memberships. Thank you for all the tips, all the super chats. I appreciate you guys keeping things going and keeping it rolling. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to be live again tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'll see you guys there. I should have either finished or gotten close to getting stream elements set up, so we'll have a lot more interesting and interactive stuff as far as stream goes. We'll have some bots and chat and stuff too, so I hope to see you guys then. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye!